Hello, my name is Richard Lowe, and I am the owner of The Writing King. Today we're going to talk about how to write your book. And this is the first in a series of what you need to know to get your book written and published and selling. I don't know how long this series is going to be. It'll just be each one will have a different topic and some random thoughts on that topic. So today we're going to talk about how do you get started. So all you really know right now is you want to write a book. Let's say that's all you know. You want to be a writer. You've probably done a little writing in the past, maybe some blogs or some fiction for school or maybe something for work. But now you want to write a book. What kind of book do you want to write? There's lots of things you can write about. You can write a memoir if you've got an interesting life or if you think you do. You could write a biography of someone else, a non-fiction book, a fiction book. There's all kinds of different genres. If you like romances, say, you could write a romance book. You could write science fiction, fantasy. Pick a genre and then come up with some ideas. and use those ideas to start thinking about your book and start coming up with a theme. Because that's the next thing. So you want to write, say, a science fiction book. Okay, what's the theme? That in the future men will learn to live together in harmony. Perfect. And now they meet aliens and that harmony is jeopardized. Good, now you've got a good theme. At least the direction to go. So start writing, start outlining your book around that and come up with some things. Now be aware that you may decide, ooh, this is awful, and tear it apart and come up with a new outline and a new idea. Don't worry about it. What I like to do is sit down sometimes for a full day or a few hours or whatever and just write a ton of outlines, each about a page long of different ideas. That way I've got them preserved and I can fill them out later. So I might write an outline on a romance novel that I was thinking about writing, and then another outline on a science fiction novel, and another one on a biography of someone that I respect. And then I'll set these aside, and when I'm in the mood to write a science fiction book, I'll get started on one of those outlines. And I'll I like this story, and write it. And that's one way to get started. And to preserve those ideas. I have found that just by writing down a quick bunch of notes, I was asleep and had a great dream, and get up and write down a bunch of notes, I usually forget what those notes mean. But if I take the extra 5 minutes or 10 minutes to at least rough out an outline, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, then that's much better for me to remember what I'm going to do. So the first thing to do is to come up with a theme and an idea, and then narrow it down to a genre, and put together an outline, and put together a lot of those outlines. There's no limit on how many you can put together. You're not going to sell the outlines, you're going to sell what you write with them, and you can come up with dozens or hundreds of them and stash them away and come up with something you like. So that's my advice today. My name is Richard Lowe, and I am the author of The Writing King. You can find me at thewritingking.com, or you can find some training courses I have on writing at fictionmasterclass.com. You can also find all of my books at coolauthor.com. Thank you for listening.